Here it is. What do you know?
Oh.
Get your ass to Mars. Mission. Wait.
Different. My boobs.
All systems are go.
I am the J Tyler. Gotta have time to masturbate.
Well, I think it kind of speaks for itself. He just goes completely anti-science.
I'm paying money for naughty favors.
Where's that mushroom toy?
Because that mushroom head seems to get in the way.
I'm a good girl, I am.
She was what the kids would call a slut, which is a terrible thing to say, but apparently there's no denying she was one.
I want to apologize to all of you for what happened in there. In our competition for ratings, we all lost sight of why we got into show business in the first place.
Yeah, titties and beer.
I guess he's not being charged for hollering.
You know, she has to be more part of the intro, so.
I have ideas.
What, hence the slut material?
Yeah.
Well, I did show my boobs.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Nothing Live. I am the J Tyler.
I am your Ms. Parker.
All right. Now, I was going to play this real quick. Oops.
Well, God said no.
I'm sure we can get
apparently.
away with playing that much.
Yeah.
That was the Sex Pistols. I love the Sex Pistols. Dad got me into them.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
He used to take me to punk concerts all
Your
the time.
dad
When I was like 7, I went and saw Suicidal Tendencies, Dead Kennedys, Voice Farm.
When you were 7.
Yeah.
I was allowed-
Saw Black Flag in like El Cerrito in 1984 in a garage.
I was in El Cerrito in 1984. I lived there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So we were like this close.
A little bit on the past. The joke was so Queen Elizabeth dies, 15 prime ministers, 14 presidents, and 6 popes. And somebody said, wow, she must so
She's the queen.
childish jokes. Yeah.
Well, in continuing along the childish jokes theme, I, the meme queen, created this today.
That's great. That's excellent.
That's a toilet right there.
You want to read that headline in British?
The Queen's dogs were her beloved companions. What will happen to them now? Speculate.
Stuffed. Immediately stuffed. Just stuff them. Who cares if they're alive?
How much do you think they go for on eBay if they were stuffed?
Yeah, millions.
Yeah.
They're gonna be. They will be probably like freeze dried or something, and then like put in a museum somewhere. Because royal dogs, you know, important and whatnot.
Well, if they're gonna stuff the dogs, why don't they just stuff the queen?
I wrote, "Where do you bury the rolls?"
You just completely mowed over my.
I'm sorry.
Very
I was laughing.
It's probably best you did.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't want to get clipped.
I was laughing at what I wrote there. So many questions. I'm sorry. It said,
Yeah.
"Where do you bury the rolls?"
Where do you bury the rolls?
Because when I write something wrong, apparently it's just I don't even notice. So where do you bury them? I guess was it like Westminster Abbey? Isn't that where they're?
I have
They
no
bury 'em
idea.
in a big crypt.
I don't know where the rich people bury themselves.
Put them under glass for like a week, so everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Toss them in a pool of formaldehyde and have viewings.
Ooh,
charge.
Lacquer them.
Yeah,
Really?
charge 20 pence.
There's a
a
thing.
viewing.
There's a thing. Some people pay to like have their deceased pets freeze dried, and when you freeze dry them, it's like they can put them in a position like a sleeping position, and they freeze dry them, and it's like it's rock solid forever and never like.
But if you drop them,
No, they're not. It probably just bounce.
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I thought about that. I was like, freeze dried.
We really are. We really do personalize objects.
Yeah.
Because essentially, once something's dead, it's an object, but we're still so attached to it.
I think they should freeze dry her. That'd be awesome. And her corgis. Well, I mean, after they.
And they can pose them, make life-size dioramas.
Yeah,
of her with their corgis.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll do the same thing with Prince Charles after, or King Charles now. So this is my favorite memory of the Queen. So, I mean, what do you think's going to happen, man? These dogs had walkers. They have like their own staff. It was like.
The joke is that they would even write an article about what's going to become of her dogs because
each dog probably,
they're going to go to a shelter. They'll never find homes. Nobody wants these dogs.
I can imagine that each one has its own handler. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I mean,
They probably don't even have to poop, you know. It's like they've got some sort of special royal food that just uses up every little bit of it. So there's nothing to poop out.
hey, I just dig how they, they're just like somebody's just like, well, nobody's talking about her dogs. That's a story.
Well, you know, if they don't talk about the dogs, then maybe they have to talk about her son,
I guess.
and his little proclivities.
Oh, did you want me to play that stupid fucking clip?
Okay, so
leave it to Miss Parker to like dig
Okay.
deep into the butter churn days.
Well, I haven't forgotten this story. Once upon a time when, and we had this conversation before we went on, that nobody gives a shit about anybody having affairs with anybody, though I'm personally, as a woman, I feel for Diana for having a spouse cheat on me with a less attractive woman. To me, that's a complete insult.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to look at it from their perspective. I mean, come on, if you think like royals and rich people aren't constantly fucking screwing around, you're insane.
Right, but screw around with someone better looking
Well,
than
who
me.
cares?
So I don't
mean,
think it's about my rotten
I think
personality.
it was wasn't
right?
it? The marriage was arranged.
Yeah, but if you were in an arranged marriage and your wife
be like,
was,
do whatever you want.
hey, if your wife was 10 times better looking than any woman you would cheat with,
He was the ugly one.
probably.
Maybe he knew that. Maybe Charles is a tube. She's so. I mean, yeah. Ugh.
But that's not really a thing.
I don't really.
Usually, you don't see an ugly woman.
Anyway, I'm almost as concerned about their proclivities as I am about what's going to happen to the corgis.
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
I
don't care, but there is much comedy to be had over the fact that when Prince Charles was revealed to be having an affair with a much uglier woman,
he said something so outstanding as to draw all the attention away from
he drew attention to himself by having the affair to begin with.
He totally deflected all that negative energy.
Somebody recorded a phone conversation where
all of Britain got a great laugh.
Well, in all of his ardor for this much less attractive woman with bad teeth, he said that he wished he was a Tampax so that he could be inside of her all the time, which is, once I got over my complete
here on
KROT,
here on KROT,
hilarious.
Here on KROT, we in no way king shame.
No, of course not. Of course we king shame. That's fucking hilarious. It's beside the point. That's not shaming. You do something hilarious, we're going to laugh and we're going to talk about it, right? Okay, so that happened. And then Saturday Night Live got a hold of it, predictably. And Dana Carvey, who has done many, many impersonations, got on the bandwagon. And
we're going to go back to when most of us were just out of high school.
I was just out of high school when this happened. Or maybe just out of college.
Sorry.
Full enough in them.
There we go.
BBC One interrupts its regularly scheduled broadcast in order to bring you the following address from His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales.
Good evening. As you are well aware, the past year has been a most difficult one for my wife, myself, and indeed for the entire royal family, culminating in the recent despicable broadcast of private telephone conversations, unlawfully recorded.
See, people be getting hacked even back then.
Acquaintance Camilla Parker Bowles. These revelations, painful enough in themselves.
What, she's like the nicest lady in the world.
No, my duties as heir to the throne. Therefore, I have come to a most agonizing decision. As of this evening at 7 o'clock, I hereby renounce my claim to the throne of England so that I may be free to visit tampon in the trousers of the woman I love. No one more aware than I of the difficulties this will entail. I shall have to be greatly reduced in size. And I realize that where I am going will be in many ways a dark and frightening place.
Go to the transition.
Or help. Very well.
So if you've seen The Fly, you kind of understand what's going on here.
You spoiled it. Spoiler alert.
I'm ready.
Well, he's already said he's going to spend the rest of his life as a tampon, so.
I actually wasn't expecting this when I saw it. I wasn't expecting this.
Actually,
I was expecting this something to be like.
I wasn't expecting this either when I originally saw it, and when I did, it broke my brain. Hey, if that didn't kill the queen, she was indestructible.
This is Charles, the Prince of Wales.
Oh, I see. Hello, Mother.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, Camilla breaks up with him
because she goes back to her husband.
Well, she's kind of grossed out that
Mm.
her lover turns
King
into a
Charles,
tampon.
King Charles III. Oh, we'll have to read everything now. Ooh, do. Oh, I do say, yeah, frightfully enjoyable. Now, it's boring as fuck. Whoever wrote this must have really.
Princess Anne has had corgis of her own in the past. Yes,
Who cares?
Yep, it's true.
Should we go to this or save it?
Hell, let's go to the pine nuts.
Okay, this is a short story anyway. I don't know if you guys heard, but people in China that harvest pine nuts, these trees are 100 feet tall, so the best stuff's at the top, so they risk their lives like climbing up. Well, this one dude had the great idea of filling up a hydrogen balloon, tethering it to the ground, and having a basket where there's 2 of them in it, and they can go up to the top and get all the choice stuff.
Well, hydrogen,
They just cut it down.
You could have a mini Hindenburg.
Well, yeah, I'm sure no smoking was
Yeah.
was probably a thing, right? Well, then I like how it says a man who lost control of his hydrogen balloon while harvesting pine nuts. No, it's like I imagine somebody just like, that's fucking cheating, and they just cut the fucking line, right?
They're like, I've been climbing up in these trees for the past 20 years, risking my life.
You
Fuck
just come
y'all.
along with your fucking balloon.
Yeah.
Oh man. So he landed, I guess he landed in a forest 200 miles away. 200 miles.
It's quite an adventure.
I think he was
Yeah.
trying to escape. He either was trying to escape or some dude's like, that's cheating. And well, one dude, there was 2 dudes in it. They were carrying his ass off in a stretcher. But I imagine the tree somewhat broke his fall. But
Yeah, it's a pretty
so
painful thing to break
and you
your
know,
fall.
like this balloon, 2 men. So once it started going, that dude jumped out. You know, that balloon that was 300 feet in the air in about a second. That dude's just like, fuck.
It's like, fuck, I was counting on that extra weight.
Just shoot him down. Wait till it gets over the water and shoot him down.
Whoa!
Oh, that's too great. So that's my feel good story of the day.
Well, it wouldn't have been so feel good if he'd like landed in North
Who.
Korea.
Mr. Who has the story. Yeah, so the use of hydrogen and helium balloons to harvest pine nuts has become more common in China in recent years. And there are occasionally reports of pickers being swept away, although not as far as who. Carry it like a BB gun, I guess. Start poking holes in the balloon. I don't know.
Speaking of, you want an air rifle? I guess you're not collecting stuff anymore.
No, but
Take the air
I'll go
rifle.
play with it.
That thing's been sitting there for, well, we have no ammo. It's been sitting there for like a decade.
That's nice. I'll play with it. I like BB.
He likes to play with them.
Shoot squirrel. Dang.
Squirrel! Here you go, do it.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, you guys. We'll be back in a moment with Texas. Texas is just doing the God's work, is what I can tell.
They're overtaxing their child protective services, and they are the sore infected thumb of the United States. If Florida is the penis, then Texas is the very beaten and sore infected big toe.
It's all right, Florida. You're just a couple glaciers melting away from being just gone.
From being Atlantis, and that's being generous.
There's 2 glaciers right now that are melting. One is called the Doomsday Glacier in like Greenland. Like, dude, global warming. Texas, we're going to talk about you in a minute I am the J Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
And this.
And I've been told I can't fuck this up anymore. Nothing yet live.
Frustrated J Tyler.